Welcome to Build with Nas. My name is Nas. I am the author of the Rebel Open Core repo, which contains a lot of text user interface crates in Rust, along with async terminal crates as well. I'm also the author of developerlife.com, which is a website I've been running for, developer website I've been running for over 2 decades now. So I've been meaning to do this video for a while. It's not really about clap. I'm not going to cover like the basics of what clap is. Oops, that's not right. What's this? Docs RS clap. I won't cover the basics of the clap API or go over the declarative version or the imperative version, but I will give examples of both declarative and imperative versions where clap output can be colorized. So I actually was using cargo, and I noticed that what is this? The help output of cargo has text colorization in there. Like, as you can see, like dash v dash dash version z flag, all this stuff. And so it's open source. So I looked at the cargo code base to see how they did this, and that's what this video is about. I've been meaning to make this for a while. So let's start with the simplest example, actually. This won't be so much of a live coding video as just going over the clap API to kind of show you how this works. So let's start with the builder API. Yeah, this one. And let's look at this one. We have arg, clap arg. Okay, so let me run this real quick so we can see what we're working with. So here we have, if you look at my cargo toml, I just have a crate, and this is the key. Actually, let me zoom in so we can see what's going on. Okay, there we go. That's better. So let me show you. Let's see. Okay. So the first thing we need to have is this color dash print crate. So let's look at because this actually has some this C format, C print. Essentially, it's generating strings that have ANSI escape. They generate ANSI escape codes as the output, and they have just like a way to parse it. You can use other crates as well. I'm just using this because this is what I saw cargo using, so I was like, might as well just use this. So in order to do this, if you've noticed, these are the dependencies. How is this already out of date? Let's see, dependy. There we go. Okay, so we got these are all these extra features that I added, like derive cargo, Unicode, wrap help. You don't really need unless if you're going to be using the derive macros, you should import derive. But these are just imported because I was playing around with the feature flags. But this is the sort of the gist of it. So let's run this. So we have this is just a simple example. It doesn't really do anything. It just uses the imperative syntax. By the way, if you use this command macro, you have to import. This is for the derived macros, and this is for the command. This one. So here I'm making a imperatively. I'm making a argument, and I'm saying that as you can see, the short string is just I. The long string is input. And that's just in plain text. But notice where we get into value name, which is this thing, the file path. Here I've specified the string file underscore path in all caps, and I've specified that it's yellow and bold, which is pretty cool. So this is the colorization portion. So you can actually colorize this if you want, but the problem is it stops working. So if you colorize the input, then the downside is that basically it'll let's see, let's do yellow. Yeah, it'll stop working, and I'll demonstrate this. So when you run this, it looks like, oh look, it worked. The input is yellow, but note that clap is going to look for the escape sequences that are included in input when it goes to parse it. In other words, if I say cargo run dash dash input foo, it's gonna say, oh, I don't understand dash dash input because it was expecting dash dash input, which is yellow. And yellow for ANSI escape sequences, if you look, it has all this extra strings like that. So it has like one of them color strings like this. I actually have a crate for this. It is in Rebel Open Core repo. So if you don't want to use color print, you can use the heck is it? ANSI color. So this is Rebel ANSI color crate, which is pretty easy to use as well. It just doesn't look as much like it looks like this. You can say ANSI style text, and then you give it some string, and then you give it like a bunch of styles that you want it to apply, like bold, italic, underline, and so on. So it looks, and then you would just use this thing here instead of colors print colon cster. So it's up to you. I mean, they're equivalent. So the key here is do not use this, because this won't work. So I just want to point that out, that even though it looks like it's working, it doesn't. So now, as you can see, when I disable that, it starts working again. The rest of it, like for things like value name, which is, let's run this again, dash dash help. So we have like this thing, file path, that's colorized. Look, if you look at the help string, that's colorized. If you look at the default value, that too is colorized. So just to give you an example of this. So and again, this is using the imperative syntax. Let's look at an example using the declarative syntax. This is not going to be a very long video. So this is a program I have in the Rust Scratch repo. It's this one. I will do a video on this at some point. This is a full TCP API server implementation with the protocol and everything. So if we run it, and let's split the terminal. How do you split the terminal vertically? Oh, I guess you can't. Let's do this. Oh, it splits it this way. Oh, I guess we could just move to the editor area. Yeah, that works. Okay, so if we do cargo run dash 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 help, you'll see that let me just make this smaller. You'll notice that we have all these options like address and port, and I won't get into the specifics of how to do this, because that's more clap specific. But notice how this is green, that's red, these are yellow, bold, green, red, and notice the TCP API server, these are all different colors. And I can show you in the code how that kind of came about. So actually I was going to show you this in action. So it goes something like cargo run, I think it's dash dash, and then one has to be a server and the other one has to be a client. So we can make this server, and we can make this, actually let's make this the client. Let's do this, cargo run dash 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 C. Okay, oops, dash S. So this is the server running in this terminal below, and this is the client. So this is kind of what it does. This has got nothing to do with the clap. This is just what the program does. I just wanted to where's this info? Oh, I have no idea. I haven't used this. Oh, here we go. Size clear get all. It's like some async CLI to allow some sort of interaction to happen with the backend, which is over TCP using a custom protocol, and the backend uses something like a sled to as a key value store. So it's just a simple. It's just a work in progress of a whole bunch of like creating clients and servers and custom protocols. So if we exit this, oops. So if we just look at that, here we have cargo run and dash dash help. So how did this come about? So if we look at the clap args, which is in the main RS, this is where where is it? Yeah, in the main RS for this program. Oops, this is where that clearg struct is used, which is in this clap args. But very similar to how we did it declaratively with the, I'm sorry, with imperatively, with the declarative syntax, it's very similar. We have like short where we can, that's a char, so we can't colorize it. But long we could, just like we did, but I don't think it's a good idea because it won't match it when the user types it in, just like it was for imperative case. Then we have things like name, which we can colorize, and here's an example of C color print : C stir, very similar to what we have here. So yeah, that's roughly how you can colorize it. One extra thing that's in here is this help template thing and after help. So basically, let's see, there was a bunch of stuff I did to let's see, help template. Yeah, so this one does it prints the binary, the version, and the author. So when we do, let's say, let me use this one. So notice the binary, the version, and the author, that's actually been generated by this template thing, help template. So that's kind of cool. You can basically override the default with this, and then when you provide a template, help template, you also have to provide essentially where should the usage show up, where should the options show up, and where should the sub command show up. And then this is by default what Clap does under the hood, but this is just us being explicit because I wanted to colorize this part. So that's how I was able to do this. And then the rest of it is, this is pretty straightforward, but this one was a little bit more complicated. And yeah, so and then let's see if we do cargo run dash h. Oh, that does the same thing, so that's not really that interesting. Yeah, so that's an example of how we can use colorize, what is this, either color print or the Rebel ANSI color crate to, or any really, the ANSI, any string which has ANSI escape codes in it doesn't have to be generated by a crate. You can just do it manually if you want, like they were showing here. That'll work too. So yeah, this has been a very short video on Clap colorization. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel to be notified when new content is dropped. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the developerlife.com newsletter. It's just a way to get notified of new content, like articles or videos whenever I post it. We also have a Discord. If you would like to share any comments, thoughts, feedback, or have any requests for other types of content, or you have any questions about existing content, this is a good place to put it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.